Hello, Aries. How are you? Happy September 6th. Boy, this year's flying, huh? After an endless March, we're already halfway on the other side and just a few months from the end of 2020. Now, I was going to do this reading this morning, but I saw that a whole bunch of planets were changing signs, so I waited. And so right now we have the moon just at 1 degree Taurus, Mercury at 1 degree Libra, Venus is at 0 degrees Cancer, and Mars has hit 28 Aries, which is the degree it is stationing at as he begins his retrograde on the 9th. So what that means, especially for us Aries, is that we may feel a sudden loss of energy. We may feel less combative. We may have less drive, less sexual energy, especially since there was a square between Mars and Venus early this morning, last night, had a little fight. So you may find that your projects get stalled, that you just don't have the energy, you don't have the desire, you don't have the motivation. And any planets that you have in Aries will be affected as well by that Mars retrograde. Now, it's not a terrible thing because Mars in Aries is obviously like overdrive. So it just means that we may, instead of being operating like superhumans, we may be operating like normal humans for a little bit. Anyway, let's take a look at the energy this week. See what's coming up for Aries the week of September 6th to September 12th. What's going on? What's the overall energy for Aries week of September 6th to September 12th? Okay. Interesting. All right. So workaholic and miracle, right? And so this is kind of what I said, like if you've been, we may not be acting like superhumans anymore. We actually may be acting like humans. On the work front, you may see a miracle happen in your work, in your creative projects, in something you've been working on. Perhaps also in like the taking the hands off, you know, as we find that things get stalled. It's kind of like leaving next steps up to fate. But let's see how it plays out. The workaholic is also just kind of like suggesting to take your foot off the gas, which is going to happen naturally anyway with the Mars retrograde. Now, if you have Mars retrograde natally, this is your moment. So you may find, and that may be why there's two cards coming up here. For the people who have Mars retrograde natally, this energy is going to feel very comfortable to them. So can I get the challenge? Okay. Interesting. 7 of Pentacles, patience is the challenge, right? That's no surprise, especially as we have a Mars retrograde coming in. And things are not going to be moving as quickly as we like, as they normally do. So we're going to have to sort of readjust our expectations and let things, this was kind of what I said here also. It's that it's not, the next couple of months are not going to be about us driving so much as letting the universe take its course, right? This is a pregnancy. You've done all you can do, right? You did the hard work to get pregnant. And now it's just a matter of letting that, I wanted to say seminate, but disseminate, letting it manifest, letting the universe take over and and work its magic. So interesting. So yeah, so if you're feeling like if you start like, no, I gotta push, that's actually the wrong approach. What's the lesson here for Aries week of September 6th? Voice of truth, stand strong. Joan of Arc. Voice of truth, stand strong. Focus on your purpose. Release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. Now, the image that's coming to mind for me here is also the Hanged Man. Unfortunately, Joan of Arc had a rather brutal end. But the Hanged Man, once he has that sort of moment of certain death where he knows he can't change anything, he's done what he can, he's there, he's just kind of like sits and hangs out and waits for illumination. I feel like this is kind of the energy, right? It's a lot of waiting for things to unfold, to allow them to unfold on their own, standing strong in what you've done. You've put in a lot of work, a lot of effort. It's already been seeded, whatever, is to manifest miraculously. And also I think of the miracle of birth, right? That things may start to unfold in ways that we may not understand, in ways that we can't see, in ways that work according to the miracle of nature, reproduction, seeds. The whole thing of how a seed suddenly becomes a flower is really a miracle. And so I feel like something that you've been actively working on for some time, that's your very strong personal truth, can be a project, can be a relationship, can be yourself. Something that you feel very strongly about that is directly connected with your purpose in life is saying here, you've done what you can do, stand strong, be patient, let the miracle of the universe unfold. You don't need to have to push it. Like, it's not about 3D pushing anymore. It's gonna happen hello, there's little Zoe. I was gonna pop her up to say hi, but it's more about working in the 5D now, especially as this Mars retrograde happens. Because it's usually when Mars goes retrograde, aside from the fact that we can feel a little bit depleted, it's in Aries, so it's not too bad. Like, I remember Mars in Libra, and I just wanted to die. It was like I couldn't get anything done. This will be less that, but you don't want to force things because it's just going to make you waste your energy that you won't have too much of. So pick your battles wisely. Let things where it's like, where we have that thing, it's like, well, maybe if I just push this wall one more time, it'll fall down. If you've been pushing that wall and it looks weak enough, let the miracle of physics take it down. It's not really about pushing right now. It's about standing still and letting things unfold. Now let's get the starting energy. Starting energy for the week of the 6th. Oh, 2 cards again. Intention, upside down, and wide open. So 22 and a 42. This one is talking about the universe opening up to you and all unlimited possibilities. I'm curious to know what this intention is upside down. So let me just take a look, or reversed. Let me take a look at that real quick. Are you clear about your intentions, or are you in a foggy state of denial about your true motives and or ambitions? This is the time to step back and gain perspective and clarity about your direction. Check your motives and ask if they are sincere. Are you pursuing some goal blindly without asking its cost? Good intentions are being misinterpreted. Now is the time for self-evaluation and self-nurturing. You will benefit greatly if you take time out to regroup. Okay. So it's basically what I said here, and this actually came up also. Focus on your purpose, speak your truth, and staying strongly in your authenticity, your true intentions, that which is true to you. So this is kind of like if you're chasing something, like, get clear on whether it's a real intention or whether there's like a second layer to it that may not be as authentic as it should be. Not something that's, has the potential to miraculously unfold. And it looks, again, we have these women. So last week we had only men. This week there's only women so far. Standing, being very wide open, receptive, solid, letting things come to them. You see that as it flies to her. And interesting because this is an owl upside down. So you want to, it's almost like here with the owl, who is symbolic for wisdom, you may have lost touch with your internal compass, your internal wisdom. And this says to me also that, like, if you are open to receiving it, it will come to you, but it's not about necessarily beating down the door to find it. So for those of you who are like, oh, I don't know what to do with my next step, I don't know what to do with my life, I don't know what my purpose is, etc., etc. This says to me, especially here, take your foot off the brakes, take your foot off the gas, chill, be solid in your intention, put that intention out there into the universe of the question that you have, or of the whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Put it out into the universe and let the universe bring the answer to you. It's not really a moment about going out and actively seeking what you think the answer is. The right answer is going to come to you if you're searching for the answer. If you're not searching for the answer and you already know what your truth is, it's about standing strong in there. And see how she has these lilies growing out of her armor, and that's kind of like a miraculous thing, right? Letting things unfold, letting things bloom. Even if they seem unlikely or impossible, something is flying towards you. So just be open to receiving it. And let's get the energy for the end of the period, please. Energy for the end of, say, September 12th, the end of this period. Again, energy's fluid, so if this happened to you last week, or if it may come up next week, listen for the themes in the message so much as the exact dates. Can I get a card? Okay, 2 again. So lots of 2s. Dragon's Lair and Strength. So this is a 44 and a 19. So coming up, we had seen the Dragon's Lair some time ago. They're both in reverse. Let's have a look here, because I find that interesting. Oh, and I opened right to it. Okay, so red flags shouldn't be ignored. This is the Dragon's Lair in reverse. Don't be seduced into learning a lesson that will hurt your heart. Temptation and intrigue abound, but be careful, because you can't within this particular challenge. Heed this gentle warning about wanting and longing, and the fantasy of belonging to someone, something, or an identity that has no true substance or longevity. Ignore this alarm and you'll wander in circles near the edge of the dragon's lair. Choose another path, for the treasures lie elsewhere. Okay, interesting. So this actually says to me, there's like 2 very distinct stories. This one says to me, for those of you who are working hard to make something happen, particularly a relationship, that's just kind of what I'm getting. I have the feeling that if you or the other person are not acting out of their most sincere integrity or profound truth, are not acting in integrity but are acting out of integrity, this information will be revealed to you over this period, right? And at that point, what it's saying is, to stop trying to make things that are inauthentic happen. They're meant to fall away. So that which you have even the slightest doubt that this isn't for you, that there's something off, that you don't really trust this person, you don't trust this job, don't work hard to make those things happen. Let them, again, foot off the brake, or foot off the gas. I don't know why I keep saying brake. Foot off the gas. Let things reveal themselves. It looks like you'll get some information that's going to prove what you already know, what you're not necessarily trusting in your own wisdom. And then let's see what this strength is here. When you see the strength card reversed, pay particular attention to your health, for this indicates that your body, mind, and spirit needs strengthening at this time. Exercise, rest, and proper nutrition are necessary to keep you in balance. Don't deplete yourself through overwork, crazy, as now is the time for building your stamina. Perhaps you feel the bonds weakening in a relationship. They may need repair. Attend to them before the burden gets too heavy. Be strong. Face the reality of your relationship at this time. Give it your attention, for any fragile threads may give way. However, let go of what robs you of your life force and trust that something better will take its place. All right, so this is, it sort of reiterates what it's saying. It says, be careful about, especially as this Mars goes retrograde, because it's going to take a lot of our life force out of us. So you don't want to be investing your energies in things that can leave you burnt out at the end. I think one Mars retrograde, I actually had a full like emotional and energetic burnout where I just literally couldn't do anything. I ended up staying in bed for like 5-6 days. People thought I was depressed, but I wasn't. I just literally couldn't do anything. So to be very mindful of where you invest your energy, and in things that are not in integrity, things that are not authentic, things that are trying to break away from you, let them go. Now, this does talk about repairing a relationship whose bonds have become fragile and can be recovered. And you'll say, well, how do I know the difference? And so, one, this is what it says to me here. You know, be patient, be still, and stand in what you know you want, what your definition of integrity is, and watch. Pay attention. See if you know, ultimately, I mean, we all know. We lie to ourselves. We do. Not just Aries, but everybody. We lie to ourselves. We know when a relationship is good for us and not good for us. And if you're working too hard to make it happen, it's a sign. If instead you have a relationship that is valuable, that you know is worthwhile, and you haven't been putting in the work because perhaps your attention has been diverted elsewhere, or you've been focusing on other things, this is a time, it's saying that to invest your precious energy in healing that. Again, you know the difference between a relationship that's healthy for you and a relationship that's not. So, ooh, blew those away. Let's get 3 cards before this gets too long. 3 cards for Aries for the week of September 6th to 12th. 3 cards, Aries, September 6th to 12th. Three cards for Aries, September 6th to the 12th, please. Oh, okay. Yep, 10 of Swords, 8 of Wands. So this is talking about feeling depleted, too much coming at you at the same time. It's also a warning. It's the 3rd time we've heard this warning, so do pay attention to it. Can I get one more card, please, for Aries? One more card for Aries. Okay, goodness. All right, so that's this is a lot of kind of harsh energy in these cards here. Very intense energy. So, but they all kind of echo each other. You know, it's like there's a lot. We may feel overwhelmed, can feel like completely bowled over, in chains, dragged down. There's something here that's dragging you down, or that has the potential to drag you down, and has the potential to, you know, by doing too much, you can either feel completely out of it or drag you down into a dark place, right? And so be very wary of where you invest your energy. Be very wary of your integrity, other people's integrity. Know for yourself when you're acting in your truth and when you're acting from your shadow side. This is fundamental, and interesting that we have the dragon's lair here, which is very much sort of like the world of the devil. But it's interesting because this top line is so lovely, right? Stand in your truth. There is a miracle unfolding. Be patient and let this miracle unfold. Wide open to the universe. And then there's a whole bunch of warnings that come. Like, after, it's all lovely up to here, and then there's all these warnings that come in about be careful about not acting in your integrity. Be careful about getting clear on the purity of your own intentions of what you do. Be wary of how you invest your energy because it can knock you out, which can also have health ramifications. And be wary of the people that you allow in your space. Be wary of, again, whether you're acting in your light body or your shadow body. And if we're acting in that shadow body, obviously there's consequences to everything. And so to beware, but it looks, again, flying towards you, right? You'll get this information. The information that you need to see the difference between whether it's a good thing or a bad thing looks to me like it's going to be heading your way. Be open to receiving it. Be careful about closing your eyes, to what's trying to be revealed to you today, today in this period. Make sure that you are patient, solid, like you're solid with yourself so that you don't get knocked off course, right? That maybe other people, because obviously Mars retrograde is for everyone, but we're most affected by it. So everyone is going to be knocked off their drive, their energy. Some may be more aggressive, some may get less aggressive, etc., etc. We have to be very careful about ourselves as Aries. And so there's a very clear warning here about your energy, your integrity, and the things that you choose to keep around you. If you're patient enough to let, and also to just say this is not a time to push on anything, on activities, on jobs, on relationships. Let things unfold. A, so you can see what's good and what's not good. B, so you don't get bowled over and end up with no energy or end up partaking in unhealthy behaviors. Keep an eye on your health. Really just kind of keep yourself solid right now. All right, let's get a card of advice. Can I get a card of advice for Aries, week of September 6th? Card of advice for Aries, week of September 6th. Buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide, right? And that's a 10. Interesting. So maybe some endings. I was just thinking as I was looking at this, actually, this is very much to me, Venus just moved into Leo. Joan of Arc is a classic Venus in Leo figure, right? She's gonna fight the good fight and go down swinging. And you may have that inclination, but again, be careful of these cards here about overexerting your energy on anything. And take this, to me, is like more of a Venus and Cancer energy. Like, don't completely let go of that. Don't forget the feminine, right? That you can stand in your truth. You can be a strong soldier of light. But don't forget that there's patience involved if you try and ram the door. Oh, and it's a buffalo, right? So like with horns, if you try and ram the door down, as we do, it won't end up well. So let me just read this real quick and then I'll let you go. Get on with your Sundays. So, Buffalo Spirit comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude and the extraordinary potential available to you when you set a mindset of abundance. The ancient people of the Americas saw the buffalo as a symbol of abundance because herds roamed far and wide and provided so many gifts. The tribes who hunted the buffalo used every bit of them, wasting nothing, appreciative of the abundance. So too do you have many gifts available to you. Buffalo Spirit appears to let you know that you are in a powerful time to manifest your desires. Here it is. Not by force or pushing, but rather by following a natural path that rises up before you. That's the whole reading right there. Trusting that there is always plenty to go around. Whether it be love, money, inspiration, or support, it's all there for you to claim. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. Right, so foot off the gas. Let things be revealed to you. Act in your truth. Act in your integrity. Be careful of your health. Be careful of taking on too many things. Be careful of the people that you allow into your space. And be careful of the things you're trying to manifest, because it is such a miraculous time. This is the second time we've had this card in the last few weeks. Things are unfolding. Things are being birthed for us. Be careful of what you are birthing, right? Because you can have something positive. You can also birth this, right? And seems to be an important time to understand whether your intentions are true and good for you. And if there's something, the universe will provide for you when you are in your most integrous space. If it's trying to take something away from you and you're working real hard to keep it, you won't let it go. That's the stuff that's going to end up taking you out. So be very careful also about how you invest your energy. If you have to work too hard right now, it's going to end up leaving you doubly depleted. And it may be particularly on something that is trying to leave your life that will have you feeling like you're in chains. So watch that. Okay. I hope you enjoyed. I will talk to you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.